Hi friends, I have a story for you today. This one's called The Golden Egg Book and it's written by Margaret Wise Brown. Margaret Wise Brown wrote lots of books for children and this book actually was written a very long time ago. In fact, when I was a little girl, I had a book just like this. It was one of my favorites that my Pap-Pap would read to me. This is The Golden Egg Book. Once there was a little bunny. He was all alone. One day, he found an egg. He could hear something moving inside the egg. What was that? I wonder what's inside that egg. Do you have any guesses? Maybe a little boy. Are little boys inside of eggs? No. Maybe another bunny. Do you think it could be a bunny? Maybe an elephant. Do you think an elephant can fit inside an egg? Maybe a mouse. What is inside of that egg? Who could tell what he would find? And how would a little bunny know? But there was something inside that egg. He could hear something moving. He shook it. And then the bunny pushed the egg with his foot. He jumped on top of the egg. He climbed a tree and threw nuts at it. I think he wants that egg to hatch, doesn't he? He rolled the egg down a hill, but still it didn't break. And whatever was in the egg didn't come out. So the bunny threw a rock at the egg. But because he was only a little bunny, it was a very little rock, and he didn't throw it very hard, and the egg didn't break. Pick, pick, pick. Something was trying to get out of that egg. The bunny sat very still and watched through his shining eyes. He sat very still and listened with his big, soft ears. Pick, pick, pick. It's ready to hatch. And then the little bunny began to yawn. Oh, and he yawned and he yawned. The egg was very quiet. He curled up all sleepy and warm close to the egg and went to sleep. He went to sleep because he was so sleepy. Then, what's going to happen? Pick, 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 and peck, 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 and crackety crack, out jumped a little yellow duck. Well, what is this? Said the little duck when he saw the bunny. What could this little fur thing be? He'd never seen a bunny before, had he? The bunny was very sleepy, so he was still asleep, and he didn't wake up. Inside the egg, said Duck, I thought I was all alone in a small, dark world, and now I find myself alone with a bunny in the big, bright world. And the bunny won't wake up. Aww, he's feeling so lonely. And so the duck pushed the bunny with his foot. That's just like the bunny did to the egg, huh? And he jumped on top of him. And he rolled him down a hill. And the bunny woke up. Where's my egg? Said the bunny. And where did you come from? He had never seen a little duck before, had he? Never mind that, said the duck. Here I am. So the bunny and the duck were friends, and no one was ever alone again. Aww, that is so sweet the way they made friends with one another, isn't it? Let me ask you a question. If you see someone that you might like to be friends with, how would you be their friend? What could you do to be someone's friend? Could you smile at them? Sure. Yeah, everybody likes a nice smile. When you smile, you look friendly, don't you? Could you wave? Yeah. Could you talk to them? You could. What could you say? You could start by saying hi. You could introduce yourself. Do you know how to introduce yourself? You would say, hello, my name is, and then you would say, what's your name? And that's how you can make a friend. All right, hey, I have an idea for you. Look at this beautiful, beautiful cover. Look at that egg. It's decorated so beautifully, like with butterflies and flowers all over and a ribbon on top. I have an idea. Let's get some paper and some other supplies, maybe some glue, some crayons, markers, whatever you can find around the house, and we will decorate a giant Easter egg together, okay? All right, then you hop along and get your stuff, and I'll meet you back here, and we will make an Easter egg. Okay, I'm back to teach you how to make a mosaic Easter egg. So you're going to want a piece of paper with a nice size egg drawn on it. All right, when I draw my egg, I make it a little more narrow at the top and wider at the bottom. Okay, so that's one thing that you need. You'll need some paper, and you might want your parents to help with this part. I cut the paper into strips, narrow strips about an inch wide. Lots of colors if you have lots of colors, and you'll need some glue. You can either use the Elmer's or the liquidy glue or a glue stick. For this project, I'm going to go ahead and use the Elmer's. It is a little messier, but I do like to use that for mosaics. And then what I did with these strips of paper is I tore them into itty bitty little pieces. You see all those pieces right there? Now the kids can do that part. That's really fun for them, and it's good for their fine motors also, their fine motor skills to rip the paper. All right, so we've got our supplies. You've drawn your egg, and now you're going to want to draw some little decorations on the eggs, okay? So I'm just going to draw various lines. Let's see, there's just a nice curved line. I could even do some circles for decorations. That's always fun. How about a wavy line? You can make a wavy line going all across your page. Make sure that you go from one end of the egg all the way to the other. Okay? And here's another wavy line. All right, so I think that that's good on my lines. You don't want it to be too detailed, because then you'll have a hard time fitting your papers on it. All right, and then here's a little tip that I like to do with this Elmer's glue. Rather than just putting it on the space that I want and then adding my little papers, I'm going to use a paintbrush. So I'll put some glue down, and then I'm going to paint it a little, spread it out a little bit. All right, so that's the first step of the project. Now I'll show you one that I started. Okay, it's actually still a little bit wet, but here's the mosaic part. Do you see how I piece the little papers together and I follow the little pattern that I made? Okay, so let me show you how this is done. So I'm going to add some glue. Oop, not too much glue, but just enough. And I just work in little portions, like little sections at a time, because I don't want the glue to get too messy, and I don't want it to get everywhere. And I also don't want the glue to dry too fast. So if you're not working quite quick enough, the glue could dry. So you want to work in little sections. And I'm thinking that I might need to tape my paper down because it wants to move on me. So let me tape that down a little. There, hopefully that'll work. All right, let's see. What color shall I use next? I think I will use a light yellow. So I'm just taking my little pieces and I am filling in the space. See? You don't want to leave any white spaces. It looks really nice whenever it's all filled in. And then if you need to, you can actually tear these little pieces up into even smaller pieces. I had to do that in some tricky spaces, and even in this circle right here, I had to tear the paper even more to get it to fit. But see how I'm just going along with the line that I made to make the design? Yeah, this one will be a fun one. It might take a little time to dry, but once it's done, you might hang it on your refrigerator to decorate for Easter. Oh, see, here's one that I tore even more so I could fit it in little tiny spaces. Here's one. Okay, so this is called a mosaic, this art technique, and you could do it for all kinds of things. I thought it would just be fun to do it on an Easter egg. Almost looks like little shells of an Easter egg, doesn't it? Like little broken shells. There. And then like once I'm done putting a layer on, I do go back and I try to like just pat it down a little bit, all right? And then I'll be ready to go on to my next section. See? So once again, just use a little bit of the glue. You don't need a whole lot. And then take your paintbrush and spread it out a little. You might want to work with another piece of paper under it, under this, because it tends to like get a little bit wet. Let's see. I think I'm going to use pink again. Oh yeah, let's use some pink. That'll be pretty. All right. So friends, this is how you make a mosaic Easter egg. So you learned a new art technique today. All right, and have fun with this. And maybe you want to put your finished egg in my comments so I can see what it looks like. Now you could do the mosaic, or you could even do like a collage. If you went around your house and found things like foil or buttons or ribbons or some scraps of material, you could cut those things up, some stickers, and you could put that on your egg as well. Okay, so I'm just going to stop there, and mine's almost finished. Oh, I can't wait to finish that. That is going to be one pretty, pretty egg. All right, friends, thanks for joining me, and have a great afternoon making your Easter egg. Bye for now.